Ace Week, GJ here. Is asexuality a sexuality? Well, yes, but how do we know it's a sexuality? How do we know it's not, as Dogetard put it so eloquently, just incel rebranded?
Let's first take a look at an academic definition. This one is from Sexual Orientation and the Law, an article which details the history of how sexual orientation has been dealt with within a legal framework. It defines asexuality as such. Sexual orientation refers to any classification based on sexual desire or conduct, such as heterosexuality, same-sex sexuality, or bisexuality. Sexual orientation describes an individual's physical or emotional attraction to the same or different gender, as well as attractions that may range along the gender spectrum. Asexuality is also a sexual orientation, describing a low or absent sexual attraction to others. A person's sexual orientation is distinct from their gender identity and gender expression. Well, this definition basically answers the question for us, but it's quite the mouthful, and to be honest, when it comes to LGBTQ+ issues, academia tends to be a good few years behind the times. So let's find something a little more up to date. Stonewall UK defines sexual orientation as a person's sexual attraction to other people or lack thereof. Along with romantic orientation, this forms a person's orientation identity. Now, we could take the cheap route and say, well, Stonewall uses this definition and they treat asexuality as a real orientation. But we're not going to go the easy route. No, let's go the extra mile, the whole 9 yards on this. Why is a lack thereof considered an orientation of its own? This is going to be a little abstract for a second, but bear with me on this. Orientation is all about direction. Is your attraction directed at the opposite gender, same gender, all genders? Whichever way, it has a direction, an orientation. Even if asexuality is like an unloaded gun pointed toward the sky Hamilton style, it still has a direction, though that direction might be null. This is why asexuality is still a sexual orientation, even if there's seemingly no sexual attraction to orient. Or we could just trust Stonewall on this, whatever floats your boat. Finally, we're going to jump back into the academic world once more briefly to check out this study. Asexuality, sexual orientation, paraphilia, sexual dysfunction, or none of the above. If you'll allow me to paraphrase the abstract, they conclude that asexuality is not a sexual dysfunction. Sections of the asexual community meet the definitions of paraphilia, and it most likely meets the requirements of a sexual orientation. Which is as strong a confirmation as you're going to get from this kind of journal. In conclusion, take that, How to Swim. Not wanting to fuck does make you LGBT. Assuming our definition of LGBT still includes all non-heterosexual orientations and gender identities, and also that we remember that asexuality is a lot more than just not wanting to fuck, but that's a discussion for a later date.